Shares of SoFi are up over 100% this year. And yes, this has been one of my top performing stocks in the asymmetric portfolio. But the thing to think about is what is going to drive the company going forward. So there are three reasons that I think SoFi still has a ton of momentum ahead. This comes down to the power in their lending business, continued growth in financial services, and the disruption that will come from crypto and stable coins. Yes, this is going to be a big driver for SoFi going forward. But let's dig through all three of these today. My name is Travis Hoyam. Thanks for watching Asymmetric Investing. Please subscribe here on YouTube for all my content. And thanks to this video sponsor, The Motley Fool. If you go to fool.com/ASYM, they'll give you their top 10 stocks to buy right now. Now, when I say SoFi's lending business is going to grow and become less risky, what I mean is they're going to sign more and more deals like this. Their loan platform business is really where the growth is in the loan business. Most of SoFi's business traditionally has been them loaning money from their own balance sheet. When you get to the loan platform business, they're basically an originator of loans, but then they offload that risk to somebody else. So the risk of the loan itself does not belong on SoFi's balance sheet. That allows them to grow the business and actually capture more margin, becomes more of a fee-based business. And that's really what you want to see as an investor, because then it becomes more like a technology stock. So this $5 billion deal that they had with Blue Owl Capital Funds, these are the kind of deals that we saw announced a little bit more late in 2024, early in 2025. But this is what's going to allow the lending business to continue to grow. Now, the interesting thing is you're not going to see all this revenue in the lending business itself. This is lending revenue, and then orange is lending contribution profit. So these businesses have been performing well. They have been continuing to grow. SoFi has kind of taken the shackles off recently and gotten a little bit more bullish on the economy. So they have been taking a little bit more risk by opening up that lending a little bit more. But there's still a lot of opportunity to grow if they're able to build this as more of a platform and offload that risk to other investors. The interesting thing, though, is that is going to show up on the financial services line. And I'll change this to trailing 12-month numbers. This goes all the way back to 2020. But financial services is where that fee-based revenue from the platform business is actually going to end up. So the lending business moving to more of a fee-based business actually helps financial services, which is my second factor that I'm looking at. This is going to be things like fees involved in credit cards, brokerage fees, management fees. Like I said, the loan platform fees, there's a lot of different fees that go into this, but this is going to be a relatively low risk business and is now becoming a pretty high margin business as well. So I think growth in this business, which has been in excess of 100% year over year, just in the past couple of years, I think that's going to continue as they add things like more credit cards and more users to the platform. Thanks to our friends at The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/ASYM for the top 10 stocks to buy right now. But the other thing that I'm bullish on is SoFi getting into the blockchain. And I say cryptocurrency partially because that's something that people understand, but I think the real disruption here is going to be the blockchain. And that's the ability to do financial transactions on the blockchain. It's going to be lower cost and faster. And the companies that are going to adopt that more quickly are going to be able to take advantage. SoFi is one of the banks that's actually leaning into the blockchain. I think that's going to be a huge advantage for them. A partnership like they have with Lightspark to power blockchain-enabled international money transfers is just an example of what I'm talking about. Money transfers is actually the way that Coinbase started. Brian Armstrong was working for Airbnb and said, this is crazy that we're moving money from one country to another and it takes days or weeks and there's huge fees that are involved. We can just do all this on the blockchain. Wouldn't that make a lot more sense? That's the case for international money transfers. It's the case for peer-to-peer transfers. It's the case for buying and selling stocks and bonds. Lots of different ways that the blockchain can be disruptive to the financial ecosystem. And if you're on the leading edge of that, a company like SoFi is going to be able to take advantage. So those are the three things that I'm looking at with SoFi as catalysts for their future growth. And some of the reasons that I'm very bullish on the stock. But let me know what you think about SoFi today. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to Asymmetric Investing. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you here next time.